Everybody, welcome back to the live stream. Um, so today we'll be learning lambdas in C++. So these are lambda functions. So lambda functions in C++. So let's learn lambda functions. Um, so hope the audio is okay. So let's just continue. Um, so these are lambda functions in C++. So let's just Google lambda functions and see what we get. Okay. It says that lambda is a small, anonymous, nameless function written in a single line of code. All right. Defined using the lambda keyword and commonly used in programming languages like Python. Okay. Now let's Google lambda functions in C++. All right. Okay. Are inline anonymous functions introduced in C++ that allow you to write small pieces of logic directly at the place of use. All right. They eliminate the boilerplate code of creating separate named functions or custom functor structs. Okay. All right. So let's just see. Okay, let's see this as well. Here there is a Stack Overflow. Okay. If you've just joined, we're just trying to understand what Lambda functions are. Uh, okay. What problems do they solve that were not solved? Right. Okay. This is a good question. Let's see. Mm, Code that has millions of iterations to solve a space optimization problem. Okay. Um, all right. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's not get too deep here. Let's just go and see over here. Let's read this. All right. Small anonymous function you can write directly in your code. Um, it's useful when you need a quick function without naming it or declaring it specifically. Think of it like a mini function. Okay. All right. This is a syntax. Um, Parameters and then code. Capture parameters and then code. Okay. All right. Um, This is a basic example using Lambda. Uh, okay, holds a Lambda function that prints a message to the screen. All right. Um, so here in the main auto message. All right. What is this auto? Um, uh, okay, auto message, and then this is the syntax here. Um, this is part of the syntax. Uh, all right, and then your cout. Okay, let's try if this is possible. Let's see. Let's try this by ourselves. I'm going to create a new file, lambda.cpp, and let's do hash include iostream, and then using namespace std, and then int main, let's use this lambda syntax. Auto message is also part of the syntax, I guess. Auto message, and then you have in the syntax this bracket, and then inside you're just out hello world. All right, and after this, let us just call it. How is it being called? It's just being called like this. Okay. Let's see how it's done. Message, right? And just return 0. That's it, I guess. Yeah, I think that's it. Message. What are we missing here? What are we missing? We're missing something. Slash and all right, but okay. I think there is something else also we need to import, is it? Probably because this auto keyword is there, right? So maybe something else is also all right. Maybe let's do bits. Uh, what is the other import that we do? Bit C++, right? Header file, right? What is that? Bit slash std, this one. Let's just import this. Probably we need some import as well here. What happened here? Hash include errors detected. Std C++.h. Right. Something iostream as well, maybe. I don't know. This should be good enough, but I don't know why I'm not able to include this. Why am I not able to hash include errors detected? Please update your include path. Cannot open. Okay. What is the issue? Include path. What is this error? I'm not understanding this. Let's see. Let's see what that error is. Inside your lambdas.cpp file. Okay, that's more of a configuration issue, I guess. Lambdas.cpp. Let me see. Control Shift P, then search, edit configuration. Let me see. Control Shift P, edit configurations. Okay. Edit configuration. C++. Okay. All right. C++, edit configuration UI. And then what should I do? Edit. Then scroll down. You will see include path. Copy the location of your include path by finding it in file manager. Okay. By default, the location would be C program. Program files include. Set IntelliSense to default. Okay. Include path, right? Hmm. Over here, searching. All right. All right. So this is more of like a configuration issue. Let's not waste time on this. For now, let us do it. For now, let us do it using a online C++ compiler, and later I will fix that. Let's do it online here. Let's not waste time on that. All right. So here, okay. So here we have IO stream. Let's also get the this one. Where was the other one? C plus plus. Okay, let me get that as well. Let me just paste that here. And now whatever we wrote here, let me just copy lambdas. Let me just copy this. All right. So I'm just going to paste this here. If you're using this, you don't need IO stream. So let's just remove. And please log into save snippet person. I don't want to save, so just run it here and expected where before message over here. All right. Yeah, so hello world is printed. So what is actually happening here is here cout is there, but we are not actually here. We are just defining this over here. Later, when we call this, right, only then it is being printed, right? I don't think it is going to print. Okay, let me just check that, right? Let us just check. All right. See, so did you see the difference? When I'm printing now here, like you would think this there is C out here, it should print, right? But no, it won't print because this is just like a function, right? Lambda function, right? So more like a function inside a function, but it is not recursion, don't confuse it. It's like another function inside a function, right? This is already main is a function, right? So you're defining another function inside a function. So and then you're calling that function, right? After that, so then you will get that printed, right? So that is there. And what else do we have here? Lambda with parameters. You can pass values into a lambda just like a regular function. Yeah, it just works like a function. So you can also pass parameters like this. So for example, if you just have to, if I go here, so I'm just going to define two variables A and B, and let us just, I think I can just return, let's see, return A into B. I'm going to do A into B, all right. And I am just going to call this message. Let's not call it message. Let's say, multiply. Here, I'm just going to call this multiply. And I'm going to say, for example, 3, 2, comma 3. So it should print 6. So let's see if it does print 6. It prints nothing. So there is some issue here. Let us see what is the problem. Um, some issue. It did execute, but it didn't print anything. So something is wrong. All right. Uh, okay. So let's just see out here. We have to, even though we are returning here, we have to see out here, right? So let's just see out because earlier we did see out over here, right? Here we didn't see out itself because we are only returning, right? So let's see out here, and now I think we should be good. So yeah, we got 6. So that was it. All right. So that's good. Um, what is the next thing that we can do here? Passing lambdas to functions. Okay. We can also pass a lambda function as an argument to another function. Okay. This is useful when you want to tell a function what to do, not just what data to use. Okay. We send a small lambda function to another function, which then runs it twice. Okay. All right. So you can pass a lambda function as an argument to another function. Okay. So this is passed as an argument over here. Like this is the lambda function, right? Message is a lambda function, and this is passed an argument to another function. So what happens here? Um, okay. Func is called two times over here. All right. Okay. Must include functional library. A function. This is a function that takes another function as a parameter. Okay. So you have this function, and this is taking another function as a parameter. Okay. All right. Huh. Um, for using this function, that's why we need this. Okay. All right. Functional library. All right. So let's try this. So because it's called two times over here, that's why it's getting printed two times. All right. Um, all right. I'm not sure why this would be used. Um, let me just see. Let's see where this is actually used, right? Um, passing lambdas to function, right? Passing lambdas to functions, use case. Where is it used? All right. Okay, that's a different thing. Um, when to use lambda function instead of functions in C++. Okay. Both lambda expressions and functions are used to define operations. Okay. When to prefer lambda functions. Inline definitions. What is this? Um, can be defined inline where they are used, which makes the code more readable as the operation is defined exactly where it is invoked, while the functions can only be defined in the global scope. All right. Short-lived operation. If an operation is only used in a limited scope, Doesn't need to be reused elsewhere. Okay. All right. Capturing local variables. Right then, passing as function or template arguments. Okay. Creating function objects, unnamed function objects, and they can be stored and passed around like objects. And invoke later, which is used for creating callbacks or deferred operations. Okay. Callbacks are in C++ too. Function pointer and callbacks in C++. Okay. Interesting. Short-lived inline local scope operations. Okay. All right. All right. All right. So, what were we doing here? All right. So let's just test this one. This syntax, I think it is difficult to have to remember this. Um, because we are taking another function. Okay, let's say over here, let's remove this. Let's write another function, int or maybe void function, void, void function, and then you have, okay, maybe we can't use function, right? Function, let's not say function. Void, void, maybe function hello, right? Let's say hello, function hello. And then inside we have to say function and then void, void, and then you have this brackets over here, close it, and then the function that we have to call or the name of the function, right? Which is we are going to call here inside. So let's see func and func again, and then let me just close it and then inside the main just see out or maybe auto message message and then how do we write this equal to what is the syntax this one, right? Slightly difficult to remember, but yeah, that's how it is. cout, cout, hello world, and then maybe slash n, and let's just call this function after this. Um, right, we have to call it, right? Let's just pass this function into this hello and then message, right? Message, then close and then return. I think that's good enough. Let's run it. Okay, there is some error. Where did we before hello? Over here? Okay, all right. Okay, now we have hello world printed two times. All right. So if there is another func, then it's going to be three times, right? It's going to be three times. So three times. So yeah, that's what it is. And we can also, okay, let's not go there now. Um, Using lambdas and loops. Yeah, can also use it in loops apparently. Can define a lambda is a lambda function inside a loop, which is great for quick actions. For int I equal to 1. Okay. So this is a for loop, and then inside a for loop there is a lambda function, right? So okay, this is where the actual use of the capture bracket came into picture, right? Capture clause. Um, we can use the brackets to give a lambda access to the variables outside of it. All right. So lambda captures the variable x by value. All right. So over here also they have used it. Um, Inside this capture clause they have passed I. So all right. Okay. Hmm. All right. So that's done over here. Okay. Let's try this one. Okay. Let's try this. All right. Mm, okay. Meanwhile, if you have any questions, please do ask. And if you are here, just drop a hi. Um, all right. Let's just continue. Okay. Here, I'm just going to remove this. Let's just remove all this. Okay. So now we have to create a for loop inside which we need to add a lambda function. So for int int I equal to 0, I less than let's say 10, and then I plus plus, and then I'm going to just open this auto message. equal to, and here I'm going to say I, you have to pass that, and then I'm just going to say see out hello world, or just hi maybe. Hi is going to get printed 10 times. Hi. All right. So let's see. And after this, I'm just going to call this function. That is the lambda function after this. So after all this, let me just call it with maybe it's just message, right? So let's just say message and then close. Just return 0, run it. What do we have here? Okay, let me just close. Let me just before message we need a close here as well, I guess. And after the main two, not sure where did we miss it. We probably need to, okay, not sure. Let's see. Could be good, I guess. All right, all right. Let me just put this. We have to put this immediately after this, right? Let's see. I guess that's good enough. Let's see now. Yeah, now it printed hi. Hi is printed 10 times now. So like this, we can use lambda functions inside a for loop. All right. Then what else? This is the capture clause that we saw now. Uh, lambda captures the x variable y value. Okay. So it just copies this x variable over here that we have initialized to the lambda function, right? Okay. Lambda uses a copy of x. Okay. If you change x after defining the lambda, it won't affect the value inside the lambda. Alright, so like if you change x after this, right, after initialization over here, it doesn't affect the value that is printed in this function, right? So that's what is being said. Can also use at the like this ampersands, right, and symbol to capture by reference. So in that case, I think it will affect the value inside the lambda. So let's just understand that um, change x after the lambda is created. So see here, right? The value is changed over here, right? Um, why? Because it is captured by reference. Let's just test this thing here, right? Um, so if you are just going to, for example, int x equal to 5, and then I'm going to create a lambda function message equal to, and then I'm going to pass this as a parameter x, right? And then just return x, all right? Now, after this, I'm going to call this function, right? Lambda function message, and then x, or no need that. We don't have to mention that. Let's just run this and see. And what happened now? Some error. Before message over here. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let us just say see out message. That should fix it, I guess. Yeah. Now we have five, right? So, for example, if I change this x after this, right? I'm going to reinitialize x and change this to 7 over here. So now what happens? If I did that, it still prints 5, right? But I changed x right over here. It still prints 5, right? So let's see now. Um, Now I'm just going to call this by reference, all right? Call this by reference. So now see what it prints. Now it prints 7, right? So if you want the value to be changed, right, then you can just do it this way, or else you can just keep it like that itself, right? Just directly. I think that's it about Lambda functions. So that's pretty much it. So yeah, so that was about Lambda functions. Let's just end it for today, and let's continue tomorrow or then the next live session. Until then, I hope you enjoyed watching this live stream. And yeah, if you liked it, please consider subscribing. And yeah, for future live streams. And until the next one, see you and bye.